Hey everybody, it's Dan coming at you with another video. I finally got it right this time. Another video on a haul that I got this weekend. Before I get started, though, I just want to say Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. I'm recording this on Memorial Day, so that's probably why I'm saying it right now. Um, Hope everyone had a really relaxing weekend. Got to go out, be with family, and that kind of stuff. I kind of just hung out with my family the whole weekend. Stopped by some stores, picked up some stuff. There were some sales that were going on, so I just decided to pop in. Nothing too big this weekend, obviously, because last weekend we had PhillyCon, so I was trying to pace myself. I was going after some single issues that I wanted for my collection. So yeah, so I'll get started. This shouldn't take too long, but like I say with all my videos, they usually go on longer than they should. But yeah, we'll get started. So I guess before I go into my video, I want to take time to talk about the place that I went to. So I've been to Books a Million. I've been to Second and Charles. Those are usually two of my main spots to hit up. But there's also this place that's near my parents' house called Classic Collections. It's in Pennsylvania. It's on Route 23, I believe. It's a small place. It's a guy's house. And when you walk into the house, it has, one side is records, the other side is comic books. Excuse me. So naturally, for me, being a big records and comic book fan, this place is like a wonderland for me. And he's been celebrating 5 years of selling comic books out of this house, and he's been doing pretty good. He's been on his feet, still doing it, still selling it stuff, and still making some money off of stuff. So good for him. Obviously, the biggest thing I want to shout out to him for is he does give me really good deals on stuff. A lot of times I'll find stuff that I really like, and I'll usually get a bunch of stuff together, and then usually he'll take some money off the top if I'm buying a lot of stuff. So that's really nice. He also accepts trade and stuff. I've done that a few times, and since I'm a follower of him on Facebook, I got like half off sale thing early before everyone else gets it. So really cool dude. He knows how to run a comic shop, and it's mostly single issues. There's a few areas that have trades and hardcovers, but I've been there plenty of times already that I've kind of picked through everything that I've wanted at least. So yeah, but it was a great store. It's pretty small, and you don't have to worry about tax and all that stuff when he's doing it. It's all kind of under the radar. But yeah, so basically the reason why I went was I heard about the half off sale, and I knew that he had a lot of older Ironman issues that I've been looking at for a while, and I just never gotten the fortitude to go buy them. And since because a lot of them were kind of expensive, so I kind of held back. But this time I actually went for buying some of them. And I think now, after the ones I'm going to show today, I think that should be it in terms of everything from that store in terms of Iron Man that I needed. There's a Tales of Suspense issue that is like $80, and with a half off it's 40, but still, I mean, I can't really spring for something like that. It's a little too much for me, at least right now. But yeah, I was able to get a lot of good old Iron Man issues that I was looking for in my collection, which, like I said before, is going to be hard to do as I get further and further down to like the issues I need to get. So I'll just jump into it real quick. I'll shut up and we'll start going into the issues. So I'll go through all my Iron Man issues real quick. So starting off, all these, and before I get started, all these are in really good condition. Well, not really good, but like pretty good condition for how old they are. I'm surprised. So yeah, I mean, I jumped on them. So first issue is Iron Man number 20, volume 1, number 20. And this is like a one-off issue featuring Lucifer. So yeah, cool. The cover is really cool looking. I remember reading this like 2 years ago. So reading it in black and white is a little bit different than seeing it in color. So yeah. So this is from 1969, I believe. So pretty old issue. Yeah. So almost 50 years old, I guess. The next issue I bought was Iron Man number 23. And like I mentioned before, in my free comic book day podcast or video. I said it again, video. I was able to snag a few issues from that storyline. I think, yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Ironman 17 and then Ironman 22. So this is 23. This is the conclusion of that storyline. You can see here, this is Eddie March in the Ironman armor, I believe, at this point, because Tony gives the armor to Eddie March, who's a boxer. So really nice to have this issue. You can see the coloring is pretty good, but on the edges you can kind of see it's a little bit ripped. But for something like this, as old as it is, you're not going to find many better versions of these issues. So I think I got this for like either $5 or $2.50, something like that. So pretty good deal. Gotta be really careful with these issues. They're really fragile. Next one is Iron Man 24, and this is kind of continuing off of the whole Madam Mask Iron Man stuff, which I really enjoyed in the early Iron Man days. So you can see here the Minotaur. And what's kind of confusing is if you look here, what this is saying, this thought bubble, it looks like it could be either coming from Madam Mask, like right out this way, or this way. So that would be pretty screwed up if the Minotaur was her son. But no, it's just the scientist's son. But yeah, it's just some crazy Marvel shit that's happening in the early 60s, or I'm sorry, late 60s, I guess, early 70s. So yeah, I remember this. I remember the story pretty vaguely. It's a one-off issue. Just the son was I guess enchanted with some sort of curse, and now he's running around and shit like that. And Madam Mask is always involved. So yeah, cool issue to have. The first issue after the beginning of the end storyline. So yeah. All right, the next one, we have Iron Man number 39, and this is some really great early Iron Man covers for the series. The White Dragon, that kind of stuff. I'm blanking on what this was about. A lot of the stuff is pretty old to me. It's been a few years since I've read it, so. But yeah, some really great art. And another great issue to have in my collection. Like I said before, all these were like half off, so I either paid $5 or $2.50 for this, which is pretty good. I think one of these I spent $7.50 because it was half off of 15. So, but yeah, so cool stuff. Issue number 39. And then the last one from like the early, before, like, from 1 to 100, the issues that I was looking for, I found Iron Man number 40, which features another iconic image of Iron Man, which is used in a lot of different thumbnails and pictures of Iron Man, some promotions for Iron Man. This era of Iron Man really saw a lot of, this type of armor start to really develop and become the staple for his character, and then into the Michelini and Leighton era, they would use this armor a lot. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yet again, another old issue. This is from 1970, probably 1971. So, yeah, all those issues were pretty fragile. So, getting 5 issues that are below 100, I think, is a victory, at least for me. And the last one, which I was picking through and I found, which was pretty cool because I realized I didn't have it, was Iron Man 178. And this is this is like 4 issues before Iron Man 182, which is the storyline where, Tony kind of snaps out of his second bout with alcoholism. But you can see here, at this point, Rhodey is still Iron Man. So, yeah, Tony's a bum walking around the streets. So, yeah, and it was assistant editors month that they were, assistant editors month. But it was still a great issue. I really liked it. Another thing too to comment on this is Luke McDonnell did the art during this run of Iron Man, which was Denny O'Neill's run, And I really liked his take on the art. It was a really I remember getting through that era pretty fast. It was a pretty fast read. His art with Rhodey and Tony and all that stuff was pretty good during that era. This is kind of like this is like early '80s, early to mid '80s. So, yep, cool stuff. So that kind of filled in a little gap that I had, and then I was able to buy. I had a certain amount of cash I was willing to spend, so I found 2 more Uncanny XMen issues that I was looking at for. I looked in the dollar bins, couldn't find anything that I didn't already have, and then I looked in the regular bins. I found 2 issues for $5 each, which was going to be $2.50 each with the discount. So I was able to get Uncanny XMen 114, which is a really cool cover. You can see here, it has Xavier and Beast and Jean behind or in front of the X-Men, who are like ghostly figures. And this is right after the whole throwdown with Magneto in Antarctica, where pretty much the only people that get out of that whole thing are Beast and Jean, and they're rescued by a helicopter, and they assume that the rest of the X-Men are dead. The X-Men go into the Savage Land, then go around to Japan, come back to Canada, run into Apple Flight. So this is really cool. So a really cool cover. And for the longest time, Jean and Xavier and Beast all thought that, the rest of the X-Men were dead for like 15 or so issues or whatever until they're reunited. So that's really cool. Cool cover to have. It's an early Claremont issue too, which is really nice to own as well. The X-Men relaunched with number 94 back in like 1970 something or whatever. So cool. And then the next one, which I found, and this is a really, this covers a doozy. It's Uncanny XMen number 124, and this is in Arcade's Murder World. And in this issue, Colossus turns into a different type of hero / villain called the Proletarian. I'm sorry. So heavy Russian influence. I mean, shit, freaking Lenin's right on his chest. So you can't get much more discreet than that, or much more overt, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but yeah. Covers by Dave Cockrum, the artist who, was the original artist for Claremont's run. Then it transitioned to Byrne, then back to Cockrum after Dark Phoenix and all that stuff. So I really liked his art too. A lot of people obviously prefer Byrne because Byrne's like a legend for both his writing and his drawing. But Cockrum wasn't too shabby either. He went on to do his own stuff for Marvel. Did the Nightcrawler miniseries. Also released a OGN called The Futurians, which I've read. It's pretty good, for what it is. I mean, it kind of has a cliffhanger at the end, but kind of get off track. But anyway, another early Uncanny X-Men issue that I own now. So I'm getting up there in terms of Uncanny issues I own. I think I own around 20 at this point, which I know is pretty small compared to how large Claremont's run is, but a lot of them I'm really happy to own. So let me just I'll show the one other thing I got at Classic Collection. So like I said, it's a record and a comic book shop. So I was able to buy, I had a little bit extra cash, so I bought a record. And it was $5. I actually pulled, usually when something's that cheap, I pull it out and I try to look at the record, see if there's any scratches or anything like that, see if it's bent at all. And I was able to buy Steve Perry's, I believe this is his first solo album called Street Talk. And for anyone who knows Steve Perry's solo stuff, obviously he's most famously known for Oh Sherry, which is the first song on side 1. So yeah, so you can see here, this is the cover. And the back has all the songs on it. So, I'm a big fan of Journey. I grew up listening to it. My dad had the Greatest Hits album, so I would listen to that. And then as I got older, I actually bought like 4 or 5 Journey CDs from like Big Lots and Walmart. They had them for like $5 each, so I bought them, like Infinity, Captured, Escape, that kind of stuff. Majestic, I think is one of the names of the albums. So I bought those, and I loved all those songs as well. Like, beyond just the songs that everyone in the mainstream knows. So, I just love Steve Perry's voice. So I decided to buy his solo album. It's only $5, so I figured, what the hell. So we'll see. I might do a review on this. We'll see what I think about it. But I'm excited to listen to what he's got from the solo stuff. It's a shame they never get back together, but what can you do? So I know that the title of this video is a classic collections update, but comic book haul. But I also stopped Books A Million because I can't control myself when it comes to buying shit. So I decided to stop by my Books A Million again and just pop in, see if there's anything else that I needed. And turns out there was some stuff that I was looking at that I kind of wanted. So let me just get a drink real quick, and then I'll explain that stuff. So I'll go through some stuff. So this book is, I just got 3 trades. So the first trade I got was Champions, Volume 2, the Volume 2 series, but it's the first trade, Volume 1. This is by Mark Waid, I believe. Yeah. So I'm excited to read this. Ramos is the artist, so pretty familiar with his stuff. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I was actually looking at this when I did my Books A Million haul back in April. I was thinking about or I guess May, whatever. I don't know what it was, April, May. My first video on this channel, I was contemplating buying this, but I was up to a lot of money already, so I kind of threw this on the back burner and told myself I would be back for it eventually. And there actually was like 3 copies. I came back, there's only 1 left, so I'm glad I came back when I did and picked it up. Just another team up book that I'm excited to read. Has a young Cyclops, Kamala Khan, Nova. I have no idea who that Vision chick is. I guess that's his daughter. I don't know. And then Amadeus Cho, Hulk, and then Miles Morales, Spider-Man. So we'll see. I'll give this a shot. This is after Civil War II, so this is like 2016 on, I guess. Yeah, it's 2016 series. So we'll see. It was like $4, so that's why I bought it. It wasn't expensive. I'm excited though. I mean, this reminded me that the Champions Classic trade, or the Champions Classic Complete Collection, is coming out in like June or whatever. That has the original classic like Champion stuff, which I'm excited to get because I'm trying to collect it, but like it's in a future. If it's originally was in like 2 or 3 like trades that are like kind of expensive at this one store that I go to. So I'm really looking forward to getting this classic collection because it's like almost the size of an Epic collection. It has like Champions numbers 1 to 17 and a bunch of other stuff like annuals and shit. So I'm excited to get that. I think it comes out in like sometime in June, so I'll be on the lookout for that. But I'm excited for that team. That team had like Hercules, Black Widow. I can't remember anyone else. Those are the only 2 I can think of. But we'll see, and then we'll see how this kind of harkens back to it at all. Oh, I'm sorry, Angel. I think Angel was on as well. Yeah, Angel, Iceman, maybe. I'm not sure. The next book I got, and this was something that I actually looked at for a while. I didn't know if I should have bought it or not, but I decided why the hell not. I bought Black Panther: World of Wakanda. And you can tell here, just looking at the cover, it seems like Marvel's, for this one at least, is trying to push to like a more mature audience by having like, it kind of looks more like the front of this kind of looks more like a novel than a comic book, because usually for like trades they'll put like the cover of like a issue as the cover of the trade, and then put like the big logo. But this, they're kind of like emphasizing the names of the writers and the artists, and then kind of keeping the title subdued, and then this whatever it is. So this is pretty cool. Obviously coming off of the hype of Black Panther. Well, not this book exactly, but kind of myself at least. I kind of want to read a little bit more modern stuff about Black Panther. I want to look into like Hudlin's run, I think, and I want to get that last complete collection for Christopher Priest's run before I read all his stuff. So I've read pretty much the old stuff for Black Panther, so I'm looking to read some more modern stuff from him. So this is a small trade. I think it's just like a mini series or something. You can tell it's called Black Panther World of Wakanda. I think it kind of talks about all the other characters in that universe. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report back, I guess. And the last book, which is actually something that I actually needed for my collection that I didn't know I needed until PhillyCon, is Scarlet Witch: The Final Hex, Volume 3. So I was able to buy this, and now I have the whole series. And I actually read this over the weekend because I had a lot of time to sit down and read. So it's pretty cool. You know, I don't know who's watching this is going to care, but like I said before, in my PhillyCon Hall update, during the whole run, Scarlet Witch or Wanda is struggling with how she's losing her power and losing her vitality and her soul by using all this magic to help all these people along the way. And this, and she's also curious about, who her mom is, since she finds out that Maria Romanoff, I think her name is not her mom but her aunt. And then she sees her mom, Natalia, in the witch's path, like in like a ghost form, like during a previous arc in the first book, I think, while she's fighting the Emerald Warlock. So, this kind of answers a lot of questions. It goes back, the first arc, I think, kind of, well, there's no real arc, I guess. It's just the whole thing, issues 11 through 14 kind of explore, Scarlet Witch's mom, and then also has a big showdown between, the Lord Chaos, who's imprisoning the witch spirit in the witch's path, like realm or whatever. So then, it's Agatha, Natalia Romanoff, and then Wanda going against Lord Chaos. So that's pretty cool. And then last issue is just another instance of Scarlet Witch using her hex powers to save this this little kid who's being imprisoned by this spirit that's trying to attack a previous ancestor of this family for some reason. So pretty cool. The ending's really, really nice too, and I won't spoil it here, but I feel like it leads into something else. I don't know what it would lead into, so I might need to do some research on that. But yeah, for anyone who's curious about getting the Scarlet Witch stuff, this series is a great place to start. It really harkens back to a lot of stuff, previous stuff, but you kind of can put the pieces together about what that is by reading it. But this was a great series, and like I've always said, the covers are just amazing. Like, let's see if I can find some covers here to show. Well, that one's the cover of the book, so I don't want to show that one. But I mean, I really didn't think I was going to enjoy this as much as I did, but it's just a really good series. And like I said before, in my PhillyCon Hall update, I was saying how like the changing of artists kind of annoyed me, but for this one, it really didn't feel that annoying at all. I'm saying the story was very consistent, so I kind of was able to go along with whatever artist was on the book. So, but yeah, that's my little haul. I feel like this video went on pretty long, so, but yeah, like I said before, just picked up some stuff, put it on my shelf. I know I said this last week, but definitely next video, if I don't buy anything next weekend, which I don't think I will, I will do my collection video update. So I will go through, we'll do a live video of my collections one day, and you'll get to see everything I have. So yeah, this is Dan signing out. Hope you guys all had a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll see you on the flip side. So have a good one.